first of all, Hugo, welcome to the Not Knowing podcast.
Thank you very much. It's
Thank
good
you
to
for
be here.
doing this. I really appreciate it. I really love your music.
Thank you.
I've listened to Timeless. I've listened to Sakura Tree, and it's just amazing. It just keeps playing in my car every time. And yeah, so let's just start off with. First, I want to touch why music. Like, why would you want to do music?
Yeah, good question. Originally, when I was growing up, I was mostly like an athlete and all into that, and like I didn't like any type of arts. Like, I don't know, not my vibe, except for drama class.
Okay.
I used to love like theater or like acting, and like I just used to think like that was the shit.
Okay.
And so in high school, I used to do that, and then near the end of high school, I started getting into like acting and stuff. So I joined like some agency, and I was doing like auditions and all that. But then, I don't know, as time went by, maybe, I don't know, I feel like I never could like fully commit. Maybe it was based on interest or like just maybe lack of opportunity or something, but it just never connected. Then I went to university, and at York University is when I met some cool people who were doing music and stuff like that out of their dorm rooms, right? And I don't know, I guess it's like the Toronto energy. Everybody's just making music and all that. And so I started freestyling a little bit.
Okay.
And from there, I remember I did a single freestyle in front of someone, in front of one of my friends. And he's like, all right, let's go record right now. So went to his dorm room.
Okay.
He had a microphone, a MacBook, whatever. Added some whatever I just freestyled to like a beat that we found, like a YouTube beat, whatever. And from that moment forward, man, it was just a vibe. Like we were all like bumping in, listening to it. And other people had come into the room, I remember, near like 3 a.m. We had been in there like all night type of shit. And then these guys walked in and they were like, oh, who's this? Okay. And then one of my friends was like, yo, that's Hugo. And I was just sitting in the corner, like doing my own thing like this. And I don't know, just being all shy. And then they were like, yo, it's Hugo. And then everybody was like bumping. And I was like, okay.
This is a vibe.
Like if they like it, I like it. This is a vibe. I'm like, yeah. And then I remember I got the goosebumps. And the rest is just history from there. Like I was super excited. And I was like, I want to do this forever. Like I want to be a star.
So you found your thing right there.
Boom, man. I became addicted.
Okay.
No.
And I saw your Instagram. So you're backpacking also now.
I'm backpacking right now. Yeah.
Okay.
India's my 4th country that I've done now.
What other 3 have you done?
Yeah. So I started in Philippines. I did Philippines for a month. And then Thailand for a month. And then Vietnam for a month.
Okay. Which one of those are your favorite?
Favorite one, Vietnam.
Okay,
yeah. Vietnam was insane, man. It was like, Vietnam was actually the shortest one. It was like 3 weeks and like maybe a couple of days, but the country just has so much to offer.
Okay.
It was crazy. Like it was fucked.
And what did you study in your university?
In university, so originally I was supposed to do the acting program.
Okay.
And I applied to every university out of my hometown, Ottawa. Like I did not want to go there anymore. I was like, it was ingrained in my brain in high school, like you got to get out. And like I was saying, I was loving acting and stuff. So I was like, okay, this is what I want to do and stuff. So originally I was supposed to do acting, and then they accepted me both at U of T and York University for that program. But then literally a month later, my high school grades came in both of them, and they had to reject my acceptance on that specific program. So that happened both at U of T and York. But U of T was like since, I don't know, they don't do like what York does, but like they were like, no, we can't do it. But York was like, what we can do instead is you do this undeclared program. So it's basically like any classes. Okay. And then the year after you get some credits, then you would apply to a specific thing. So I just did undeclared. And yeah. And then I had some like family issues at home, had to go back to Ottawa. Then I came back to Toronto, and I went back to university to do something, but then plans just fell through. I didn't end up graduating or anything, but
And you do full-time music now?
Full-time, yeah.
And you're earning via music?
A little bit. Okay. Like almost nothing.
Okay. So if I talk about, let's say, a person who's just out of university and he wants to pursue music. Yeah. So what would you like give him an advice maybe?
I would say to do it if, if it truly makes you happy, you got to do whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like obviously I'm going to be a bit more, I'd rather just take a more realistic approach and just be like, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you're asking yourself to like go through a lot of hard times, or like constantly, you know, dreaming and creating art and all these things.
Okay.
And not really going anywhere that you really wish you would, if you are the type of person who's like super ambitious and stuff. But that it's one of the best things in the world at the same time.
Yeah.
It's really weird. Like, I even talk about this with my friends too. And it's like, I don't know, we have these dreams and these passions and we love them, and, you know, you get driven and like, it's everything you want to do. And like, but at the same time, you're everywhere but where you want to be.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, I feel like it's just this weird mix of like being super happy, but also super like
Anxious at the same time.
Anxious,
like,
and like almost like discontent with your achievements in the thing, or, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because like, yeah, anybody who would try to get into this, like, it's really hard.
It's really hard.
Anybody who's successful, like, man, like, kudos to them. And like, man, because they went through it, and, you know, you got to put in so much work and consistency, and it's just, it's a big hustle. So,
yeah. And you've been making music since?
2017.
2017 you started making music.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the first year I went to university. So.
Okay. And if I talk about, let's say you talked about being discontent with your music. So is now, I think you have transitioned into a, like I've seen, when I was searching you on the internet, I've seen your transition from your music, like what you were making in 2017 and now when with your song Ukulele that came out. So I see a major transition in the music style also, in the vibe that you're doing also. So like, is this happening over time, or is this your experiences that you're gathering while backpacking, maybe while thinking about music every now and then and making yourself better? So how is it happening for you?
Yeah, I really don't know. I think it's like a mix of everything that you just said.
Okay.
I think a lot of it is like just time and experiences. And yeah, I like to write and make songs based on like how I feel.
Okay.
And so, yeah, over the years, I don't know. I remember when I was starting out, or the first like couple of years, like I would just get high as fuck and like, bro, just create. Like, I was addicted.
Yeah.
It used to be a thing like where I'd have like a new song every single day. Of course, I was going on YouTube Beats, so I'd find beats on this like library of like thousands of beats at YouTube. Yeah. And then I would just like write lyrics, boom, record, and obviously I wouldn't like edit it and all like super amazingly, but I would create the idea and create the art.
Okay.
And I was hooked to that. And so I don't know, maybe it's because I was at a different part or time in my life, and maybe because it was just the beginning. So I was just doing everything. I would feel sad, I'm making a sad song. I'd be fucking angry, I'm making a fucking screamo. Like I have like an EP where it's like screamo, dark, lit, happy. Yeah. So I was all over the place. But then, I don't know, I think like as time went on, I remember even talking to my friends about this and stuff, but I was like, I don't know, like let's say I were to try to make like a super dark screamo song or something like that, like now, like it would be almost impossible, because it's like,
this is not me.
It is not me. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to like tap into those like authentic emotions unless like maybe I could, like, I don't know, like it's just really weird. But I think over time I realized what kind of music that like I feel like making based on how I feel.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, just like,
so if I talk about, so for me, like I design per se. So I can see that when I'm designing something, there's a part of me that's being reflected, like how I feel is being reflected in that particular graphic or particular thing that I'm doing basically.
Yeah.
So do you think you also take that as an, you know, an expression door, if I say so?
Yeah.
Like is your music also lets your expressionism out, if I say so?
Absolutely, man. That's how it started, man. Like I was like, yeah, in a horrible place in 2017, 2018. And I...
Can you talk about that horrible place?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. But yeah, just like, I was just like in a really weird spot, and I just felt like I needed to express myself. Yeah. And I always felt like kind of shy at first, but over the years, like I obviously developed way more social skills and like the ability to communicate with other people and stuff. Yeah. But I still felt like, yeah, like maybe like deep down, I wasn't the best at expressing like truly what's going on in my head and my feelings and all that. And then music was like my own little like, you know, medication or like, you know, like a almost treatment where I got to like actually express. And that feeling is just insane when it comes out of you and then you like hear it and you're like, whoa, like you just feel like you're buzzing and glowing. And yeah, man, definitely. It's all about expression. And it's just so nice to be able to hear it being reflected back to you and then other people feel in the same way that you feel. Yeah. And then you're like, oh shit, we're not alone in this crazy mess of the life, you know?
So if I talk about being in a very weird place, right? You talked about it. So like how do you feel when you listen to your music? Like do you like maybe are you happy with what you're creating, if I say so?
Yeah. These days I'm pretty happy. Yeah. I'm always the newest song I make is always one of the best ones. Yeah. Right. Like
still loving the process.
Loving the process. I keep getting high on making music and chasing that high. Yeah. And yeah, I definitely am happy with what I'm making nowadays. Yeah. Sometimes I hear stuff on the radio though, and I'm like, oh fuck, like that sounds sick as fuck. Like I want to do that, which is completely different from what I'm doing right now. Yeah. But I love it, man.
So were you always this exploring, or is it something that happened over time? Like were you
exploring? What do you mean?
Yeah, like when you're listening to music or when you're creating stuff.
Oh yeah.
So were you always this exploring? Because for me, as I talked about my personality, right, I was a very shy person. Like I wouldn't want to talk to you if I was in 2016 2015. Now I'll be very scared to talk to you. Right. So that is how I discovered that if I want to fix this problem, the best thing is that I go and talk to people. That's the basic solution of it. Like it cannot be like I'll do this, then this would happen. It's not that. It's just do the right thing.
Do it. Yeah. 100%, man. You have to like lean into all these things that you're uncomfortable with, and like you got to do everything. I feel like, you know, that I feel like that's one of the things. It's like a cliche thing in life, but it's like we only get to be alive once, and like I just want to do everything. Yeah. While I'm here, and I'm alive, and I can, because it's like, you know, like life. You know, and
so I get when I'm talking to you right now, I get a really nice vibe that you actually love what you're doing, and you're actually loving your life that you're living right now.
Right now, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So if I talk about it, like obviously you will have your difficult days, and you in the past would have had your difficult days. So how do you cope up with that? Like as an artist, I think it's hard, you know, to create when you are down, when you're going through those days when you're not, you know, all the things in your life is not happening that well, and then the music is also not happening well. So how do you cope up with that?
Okay, as strange as that sounds, when I feel like that is sometimes when I make music. Yeah. And sometimes that's when I'll make one of those the twisted songs where I feel so like sad and alone and chaotic. And yeah, dude, I don't know. I'll do that and feel better.
Oh, that's nice. Like that basically goes on to show that you have found your thing. Like music might be the thing that you want to do.
It's my nirvana. Yeah. But I do definitely like, man, you get lost in the sauce or get negative, or, you know, there's definitely been times where it's like, I'm not feeling 100% and music's not hitting. Trying to think, like, I don't know.
Do you go back and listen to your own music?
Yeah.
You do that?
Sometimes, yeah. Okay. And it's like a nostalgic thing. Yeah. Because I'll never do it. Yeah. But then I'll just like every maybe couple months or 6 months, then I'll go and I'll like listen to them for like hours, like high as fuck. And I'm like, I'm so good. How have I not become a star yet? Yeah. No, but it's very nostalgic.
How does it feel when people show you love?
When people show love? Yeah. It's really cool. Yeah. It's like, friends, anybody who's like, oh,
this is sick.
This is good. This is sick. Yeah. It's like, it's really nice.
Because I've heard your music play on people's stream also, like gaming streams.
Yes.
People do use them.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, this is who I know this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really cool, man. I love, the fact that they do that. And I think that was like definitely a good decision right off the bat of me releasing music, of just not making copyrighted music.
Yeah, that is what I was gonna come to. That was a really nice move, because artists, what they do is they put it out and they're like, you can't use it because it's copyright, but it's free marketing for you.
Free marketing, and people end up listening to the song and then they enjoy it.
Yeah,
and then they'll if the song is good, then they'll gravitate to it naturally. It'll be stuck in their head. They'll go to Spotify, and then you'll get your streams there, and it just grows. I don't know. I think one thing that was always told to me is, if you're doing like anything like this and your goal is like, money, you're not gonna do anything. Especially where I'm at and was at and still am at, but you just gotta focus on spreading the word in the most, like, I don't know, not genuine, but like just don't be. I try to tell other artists too, like, the whole non-copyright thing is definitely a way in.
Yeah.
Because if you're just too interested on making like $1 from monetizing a YouTube video, like, I don't know.
And also you can't expect, right, for like, if I say so, like, it might be wrong, but again, if you have 200, 300 followers right now, so you need to put out stuff out there so for people to like it. Like, you have to put out variety out there for people to like it, rather than just copywriting it and keeping it to yourself. Maybe you just have to, take down that mask and let people enjoy or criticize what they're liking and what they're not liking. And then maybe you can tune into your music again and then switch it up. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's, man, you just got to do whatever works. And like,
what is working for you?
I don't know. My route has been so unconventional in terms of like, I don't know, like, whenever I tell people like, or people will see my streams or stuff like that, and then I'm like, my music's doing really good in India. People will be like, what? I swear to God, people are like, what do you mean your music's doing good in India? And then I explain them this whole story of how I met Harnett through the music, and then I went to India. People are like, what, you went to India? I'm like, now I'm here
it's
again.
also good, like, if you're visiting again, and you were back here in 2019.
2019,
2019, you were here in 2019. So I guess it's good, because then you give people, the maybe the touch that they want. That, okay, he's one of us, he's coming down, he's putting in that effort, and maybe we might also spread some love out there. So how was his experience in India in 2019?
In India in 2019? It was cool. It was crazy. I don't know. People kept telling me like culture shock and stuff, but to me it was more like, okay, I'm somewhere where it's different. And this is cool. I don't know. It was fun. I ate a lot, met a lot of cool people.
Okay.
Whole other experience.
What's one Indian dish that you like, that really like?
My favorite is chole bhature.
Chole bhature,
100%, man. Everywhere. So when I've been traveling, I was backpacking and we ate at a couple Indian spots. And almost every time I go to an Indian spot, my friends are always like, they'll order some basic stuff, and I'm always like, yo, do you have chole bhature? And 90% of the time, it's not on the menu too. But then they'll go, yes. I'm like, where is it? He's like, it's not, but it's okay. We have it. And I'm like, 100%. And then my Canadian friend that I was just traveling with, he's like, yo, what's that thing you always say when you go to Indian spots to sound like you know what you're talking about? I'm like, it's not what I know what I'm talking about. It's the best meal. Like, and it's vegetarian, which is rare. Like, I love, red meat, chicken, all that. Like, chole bhature. In India, I can be vegetarian. It's fantastic. The food is.
I don't know if you've eaten it in breakfast. It's the best breakfast meal. Like, you have chole bhature and then you sleep. You just pass out. It's just such a good nap.
Somebody was telling me that back in the day they used to put opium or something. Really?
Some people. So basically,
that's crazy.
So people used to put opium. They have laddus also. So there's it's a sweet called laddu. So it's a circular sweet basically. So they put opium in it, and people keep coming back again and again.
That's what they were telling me. But we were smoking, we were doing that. I'm like, bro, are you guys fucking with me? Like, they put opium in it.
That really happens.
I was like, that's why I like it so much.
So there's another beverage basically. It's lassi.
Lassi?
Yeah. So it's a sweet beverage. It's made out of milk, and they put bhang in it. It's also another form of opium. So they put in it. It's really,
still now.
Yeah. So you have to have it when you're around Holi. So I think it's around 23rd March or something. If you're in India, try bhang. It's just amazing. You love it.
Say no more. I'll try to remember that. What's your favorite meal?
I like butter chicken. I think
Butter
it's
chicken?
basic. Yeah, it's like basic, but again,
It's good though.
Yeah, it's butter chicken is good for me.
Basic doesn't mean not good too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
It's good.
Yes, I like butter chicken. I'm basically more on the non-vegetarian food, so I like all kind of kebabs, seekh kebabs,
Nice.
chicken tikkas. So I love all of those.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah. Have you tried any chicken tikkas? Any specifics that you like in India?
Here, not yet. On this trip, not yet.
Okay.
I'm trying to think.
I'll make you try something then.
Yeah, I was thinking last time we went to Jama Masjid.
Yeah, Jama Masjid. Yeah.
And there's a chicken spot that we went to.
Maybe Kareem's or something.
I don't know what it was called. No recollection.
Okay.
But I remember the food. Yeah.
It was good?
Really Yeah. I got to tell Heinet to bring me there again.
Yeah. Okay.
Before I leave Delhi, 100%.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming back to your life in Canada. You wrote something about that you turned 25
Yeah.
and then you thought that your life was in a circle or it's just stagnant right now and you're going through a quarter life crisis.
Yeah.
So what was that about?
Yeah. That's good, man.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. You did your research. I see that. No, yeah, bro. That's exactly that's why I'm here right now, man. I turned 25 in July 11.
Okay.
Went to Montreal, had an amazing time with all my friends. It was crazy. Then came back to Toronto and I was working at a restaurant. An artist, actor, model, whatever you do, and if you're not like a superstar in like Toronto or whatever in Canada or, LA, they work in the service industry.
Yeah, you have to pay your bills. Yeah.
Bartend, serve, everyone starts from the low. I don't know, you're bussing, you're a host, whatever. You get into it. And anyways, it was my birthday. I come to Toronto and I go to work and I have like an afternoon shift and I'm walking around, I'm serving, burgers to like people, everybody's wearing suits and like, oh, hey, how you guys doing? Oh, you guys are good? Making them laugh. Like, I don't know. It was like back to the routine after just having so much fun.
Yeah.
And then it kind of just hit me around then that I was like, what am I doing with my life? Like I got to go explore. While I'm young, I have this dream of music. I'm 25. I'm here serving my ass off. Like, working all the time and shit. And it just dawned on me that I'm like, man, I gotta go and live life.
Yeah.
I gotta save up some money and just go fucking backpacking, go experience shit, just do some wild stuff. And yeah, it's led me here.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't know, I say wild stuff, but even though like, I don't know, all I've been doing is backpacking and just having a good time. But I don't know, when I was mentioning it to my friends, or maybe it's like the circles that you're around, but a lot of people, like, they don't really know much about traveling or even Asia or stuff like that. And when I was telling them like, yeah, I'm going to go to Thailand and then this, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go back. You're going to sleep in a hostel? Yeah. That's what everybody was saying, like, in like beds, everyone. I'm like, yeah, like that's what people do.
Yeah.
And it's just been great since I've started. But yeah, man, kind of just got to a point in my life where I was tired of everything being the same.
Yeah.
When you're a server, bartender, there's no future in that either. Like you're just stuck in the restaurant industry, and it keeps you in because in Canada, there's a tipping culture, right? Yeah. You make tips, you make your money. It's also like good, like in terms of sales, right? You are your own boss, and the more that you can upsell, the more that, you get a tip and you make people laugh and you have a good time, and it's fun. It's you get a high from
from making money. Yeah.
From making money. Yeah. And when you make it yourself too, like in a way, and you're selling all this, it's like, so I kind of just got lost in the sauce too. I was just working, gymming, sleeping, making music here and there. And as much as that is a vibe and something that is like fun, and like I was living good, but it was like, I needed to make this change. Yeah. To make this change now.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah. And so we'll see where life takes me a year from now, 2 years from now, 6 months from now. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going to be in a month, but YOLO.
But that's nice. Yeah. That's really nice that you're exploring on the way and you're basically doing what you love, because I see a lot of people also. So I work in a corporate job right now.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of people who are like in their 30s or late 30s and they've just killed all their dreams. They're just stuck in that, salary cycle.
Yeah.
That you get credited, you feel good, and then again that's like a cycle that they're in, and they've just killed their dreams. So I really want to appreciate that you're doing something, and that is what I am also doing. Like this is my vibe.
Cheers
right
to you,
now.
man.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So if I talk about backpacking, so weren't you scared? Because like in India culturally, like we live with our parents, right? So I'm 26. I'm currently living with my mom also. So you quitting and then going all out and then backpacking and then then moving places. So how does it feel? Like
it was crazy, yeah, bro. I was really scared.
Is it scary also?
I was scared, bro. I was terrified. I was very comfortable and I had a routine. I didn't know I had so much clothes. I got rid of like my apartment. Like I moved out from it. I brought all my essentials to my family home, which is in a whole other city. Like I was terrified. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I remember like I would have times when I'm just like, is this the right decision?
Yeah.
Still don't know, but necessarily absolutely it was. But yeah, it was terrifying. But now I love it. I don't know.
Yeah.
On my first month in Philippines, I would like miss family too in like Canada. Not that I don't miss them now, but it would happen way more frequently where I'm like, oh my God, I kind of want to go back to Canada. Oh man, I missed it. I want to see my friends and stuff. But now as time has gone by, it's just like, I feel like I'm used to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it's just been crazy. I landed in Manila. First time in Philippines. Then my first week there, I went to this city called Boracay. It's on an island. It was insane, man. It was one of the most beautiful beaches in the entire world. It was hot as fuck. I'm partying with some Norwegian girls and some German, like people from all over the world. And I remember just looking at the sunsets and just thinking to myself, like, oh my God, like,
this is what
let's go. Yeah. Like literally, like I didn't know how amazing it is outside of the bubble that you get stuck in. You know what I mean? Yeah. And when you explore and you actually open up your mind and travel and meet new people and you're in new places doing new things, it's like, man, it's just, it's a lot of ups and downs though, right? Yeah. Sometimes it's like, man, you're traveling for hours or like, I don't know, you get all these type of backpacker issues. It's like
any weird wild experiences that you have faced?
Wild experiences? Oh my God, I don't know, man. There's been so many. I was trying to think of some on the way because I knew the discussion would pop up. I don't know, man. One that just comes to mind right now, this isn't even that crazy, but me and my buddy Travis, like we would rent scooters and you're just scootering around, which is one of the best things ever. In the sun, oh my God, you just like we would just go anywhere. We had like this one day we were just like, yo, we didn't even put the phone on the maps. We were like, let's just fucking go. And we just go by these like, and there, you just hear karaoke. Like, psh, psh, psh. And then like we both like look, and then I kind of stop and I'm like, yo, you want to like go like see? And he's like, all right, fuck it. Like we got nothing to do, right? Yeah. We turn back around. There's like these 50, 45-year-old like Vietnamese dudes. Okay. Blasted drunk, like drunk as fuck. All four of them sitting around this table. Food here. It's 1 p.m. in the middle of the day. He's screaming his heart out doing karaoke. And me and him are like, what the fuck? And then they see us. They're like, hey, go. And then me and him look at each other like, yo, should we just leave or should we just see what happens? Let's see what happens. And then we just go and they're all like, try to give us food and drinks and rice water. Nice. No, happy water. It's like a rice, vodka, whatever. And then some fucking chickens and everything's just around. These guys are just screaming karaoke.
They're just happy.
Yeah. And they're like, they give me the mic and it's like some Vietnamese song. And I'm like, hey, I tried it. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? So then we put on Country Roads. Take me home. And I don't know, we just started doing that and they're all just like looking at us and it was like a party for 5 minutes. And then me and him are like, yo, let's get the fuck out of here. Like these guys are drunk as fuck. Like, what are we doing? And we leave and we just hop on the scooters again and it's all calm and we're like, what the fuck just happened? Like it was crazy. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else is some crazy shit.
So do you think like when you talk to people, like when you backpack and you talk to people, does music give you that, the door to talk to them or just be connected with them?
Does music?
Yeah, because I guess music has no boundaries, right? Like if you start playing right now, I'll also start vibing to it if it's good, right? Yeah. So is it an easier way to talk to people?
Yeah, I think so.
Are you scared performing for people?
No,
in front of people?
Not really.
Okay.
That makes no sense. I don't know. Yes. Okay, yes. But it would depend on what I'm performing.
Okay.
And where, I guess. But not really. I guess yes.
Okay. So if you're given a chance and you're called up on the stage, you can just perform. You can just...
I could, yeah. Yeah, I feel like ukulele, I would confidently grab a microphone anywhere and just start singing that. I think so. See, I think it depends on the song.
Let's do it later in when we're ending the podcast. Let's do it.
Do a little song?
Yeah.
I'm down. I brought my ukulele.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of playing like a little something that I'm working on.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's exclusive release here.
But like, yeah, it's nothing crazy. But yeah, okay. Just one of the few ones that I did. I don't know. I'm at 8 songs right now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So if I talk about, I'll go back to music again. So if I talk about your process while you're creating, so like what's your process like? If I want to write a music, like if I want to start writing music, because I guess you haven't studied music per se, like you're just exploring and you're just getting that thing in. So how do you go about it without having the knowledge?
I don't know, to me it's always been like melodies.
Okay.
And just the first thing that comes to mind, right? Freestyling was like a big thing in Toronto, and you just like, you don't even think, like you just like say some shit, or whether it's not even words and it's just like a da na na da dun dun da da na na na, and I'll hear a beat and I'll like do that, and then I'm like, and then what I've been doing recently, or for the past like year or whatever, is taking out my phone and just recording the audio file.
Yeah.
Just right away of that raw energy of whatever I'm doing. And then as I keep listening to it, then I'll try to turn it into words.
Yeah.
Like, I don't wanna go down this road any. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah. You basically just turn the melody into words, and then from there, I always write after I hear the beat or the production.
Okay.
Because like that gives you the vibe.
Okay.
And then I feel like it's good for me to write based on what the vibe is telling me.
Okay.
I let the beat kind of like tell me, and then
the lyrics come to you.
Exactly.
Oh.
As opposed to writing some lyrics and then being like, oh, I gotta find something that matches this.
Yeah. I think people do that, right? People write the song and then they're like finding a matching beat.
Yeah. And that can work, but I think also sometimes like, I feel like sometimes it doesn't work, or people will compromise what they've written in order for it to fit in the vibe or the tempo.
But that doesn't even make sense, right? Like you're twisting your lyrics and you want to say something, but you're again twisting it just to match the beat.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense, but I mean, if it works for some people, it works.
Yeah.
Also, if they're that, I don't know, creative, maybe they write it, but then if they can also write or produce beats, then I think that could work too. If they are so strong with the lyrics and so strong with music production, then they can find the chord progression to whatever they've written or rapped, and then they can add their own drums. I don't know. I think it's like everybody has different processes. Somebody told me I should just try a new process just to like fuck around. Like who knows if that can be cool. Like, when you just try stuff, it's like, it can work.
So do you produce your own music, or you just...
I do produce most of my own music. I'd say about like 50%.
Okay.
A lot of it is YouTube or friends producing and collaborations.
What was your first, like, if I talk about first song that went viral, maybe, like that gave you recognition that you...
It would be Timeless, I would say.
Timeless? Okay.
Yeah, man. That song, like, it's my first song, and at the time when
it was your first song.
Yeah, that was the first song.
This is your first song.
No, that I released.
Okay.
Yeah. But still, yeah.
Oh,
like,
damn.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
When I remember like when I was starting out, and then like seeing like, I remember like celebrating like 100 views on YouTube. Then it was at like 200, and people were like, yo, this is such a cool video and stuff. And then like, I remember like 1,000, 100,000, and I'll be like, whoa, like this is sick.
Yeah.
And people would tell me all the time, like, I can't believe you made this song. Where like people will be like, I play this song, and then people are like hearing it and they're like, yo, who is this? And then they're like, this is my boy Hugo. And then people are like, what the fuck? I remember one of my friends told me like, this is the best compliment I'm ever gonna give you. But people tell me all the time that like your music, sounds like it's somebody who's already like a star that's like already on the radio.
Yeah. It feels very, very well produced, very well written, and like it's very arranged in a way. Like and it's very catchy also. Like the music gets you in that vibe, and you want to keep it listening again and again. And I think that's a pattern that I've found in a lot of your music that you create. So with Sakura Tree, with Northern Lights, I am left always wanting more. Like why isn't this song that big? Like even with Ukulele, I was like, why isn't this song like, why is it 2.5 minutes? Why is it not 6 minutes? Why is it not going again and again?
Yeah.
So I think that's a compliment from my end.
Thank you very much.
That your music makes me wanna listen more, and I think that's a quality that you have as an artist, or maybe I reflect to your music very well in a way. So that's nice. Again, so if I talk about your like you have certain goals in your head, right, when you're creating something. So what is your, like, if I say, so your goal with your music, like that's
when I make a song, or like in general?
In general, if I talk about it.
In general, all right, man, this is gonna sound crazy.
Hit me up with it.
Nah, I don't know. I definitely want to be successful. I want to be a successful artist.
What does
that mean? Well, it means more than what I'm obviously just about to say, but one of the things I've established in my brain is if I can make over like $100,000 a year solely on music or art that I create, that's my, like, I made it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I think, you hear that all the time. Like, I think it's important to create or have this type of goal, even if it's like a massive one. That's your I made it.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I can survive enough for food, savings, home, all that. With 100K, I think, if I get like a little apartment or something, like I can live, and I just make music and travel, I'm golden. But
so music is also like, money is also an important aspect. Like
because you need to survive. Right?
That's totally right.
Right, and music doesn't pay. Music doesn't pay.
It doesn't pay that much.
No, bro. There's an expression that's you're gonna get paid peanuts, or like this is, like this, I'm getting paid peanuts.
Yeah.
But if you go on Spotify and you see how much Spotify gives you per stream, compared to a bag of peanuts, let's say you had 1,000 streams or some shit. It's not even a bag of peanuts.
It's not even a bag of peanuts.
Nah, YouTube either. No, bro. There's no money in music. There's money in merchandise.
Okay.
There's money obviously in like brand deals and all that. In terms of like streams, it's really difficult. Yeah. Unless you're a star.
Okay. I
would say.
But again, I think people make money out of, if I'm not wrong, out of live shows also.
Sorry, of course. Yeah. That's actually the best one.
Yeah, that's the best one.
That's the best way
because
to do
I think for all the artists that I've heard, so I was watching this, 2 a.m. scroll when you're on YouTube and you're just, in that bubble, you're just going through videos and videos and videos. Yeah. So I found this video which basically educated me about how badly the artist's contracts are created. Mm-hmm. Like it's never in the favor of the artist, it's always in the favor of the music label or what the artist is representing.
100%.
Yeah, so I feel that as an industry, I think people are failing artists. Like they're making the actual thing, they're making the actual core of it, and then they're making money out of it, and then the artist is always in debt. Yeah, it's
100%. Artists, when it comes to the industry too, and labels, they're investments. Yeah. Right. So you want your investment to make more money. So the more control that they have over it, the more that they, get their artists to do all these things. And a lot of it is like what is it? You get paid initially, right? You get that big fat check, $10 million.
The signing amount.
Signing bonus.
Which is basically your wings are being cut off.
Yeah.
And you're just tied to now the
and you
label.
owe that though.
Yeah.
You don't own that money.
Yeah.
So it's like you spend that. You need to make the label that amount of money and more.
Yeah.
So people get trapped.
Are you currently independent? You're an independent artist, right?
Completely independent.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
What if a big label comes to you and we want to sign you? What would you do?
I don't know. I don't know what I would do. Genuinely, depends on the deal. Depends on the label.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of advantages to signing. Obviously.
Yeah.
You know, like
the
artists.
distribution increases.
Your whole life, you become the star. They want to invest in you and make the money back. So therefore, they're gonna make your music pop, and you're gonna be everywhere, and you're gonna make more money than before. It would be a crazy opportunity, but you hear a lot about like, I don't know, these crazy 360 deals or artists being forced to do things that they don't want to do.
Yeah, exactly. They turn your music into something the artist doesn't even want to create.
But sometimes I think about it, I'm like, if I don't make it as an artist, what other job am I going to do?
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to enjoy that shit either.
Yeah.
So if I'm not going to enjoy either job, I might as well enjoy the one that's like kind of related to music and money.
Yeah.
But that's like, I don't know. That's something that I would maybe have to think about in the future, but I do like the whole independent vibe.
Okay.
I love the
you can create whatever you want. You can say whatever
control,
you want.
Do whatever I want. I can be wherever I want, say wherever I want, and do whatever the fuck I want. And I don't know. Yeah, the industry's so scary, man.
Yeah.
One of the things, so when I said, this is going to sound crazy when I said, what are your goals? But like, I genuinely think that like, I don't know where my life's going to take me, but I think that in the near future, lots of success.
Yeah.
And then I think I'm probably going to get to a point where it's going to be like too much and I'm just going to go not in exile, but just escape for like years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I really like this part in your video where you made a 1.5 minute video that you're coming to India again.
Yeah.
And this is where you say that I want to meditate in the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to perform in New Delhi. Yeah, that's such a nice video. That's such a nicely made video. I really, really liked it. I watched it a couple of times and I was like, bro, this is something that he's creating. And apart from music, I really like the content that you create, the vlog that you created. Even I don't know, with even the cover arts that you create, is that what you are creating?
Yeah, most of them, yeah. I've even dabbled in AI for the last like 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's also very sick that you're creating. Like I can really see that creativity coming out of you in those cover arts also.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. There was like 3 or 4 that I like painted. One like I did like a sketch.
Yeah.
Like I love that. That's one of the main things like of the whole independent that you just all right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay somebody. I don't know what to do. I'll just make it myself. Like, that's how I did. If you watch the ukulele music video, impromptu, we were in New York. I just gave my phone to my friend. It's like, all right, film this. Like timeless, just a bunch of videos from like random things.
I really love the Sakura tree video, the webcam video.
Was that one? Oh yeah.
In which you're grooving to.
Bro.
That's just so sick.
That one I took inspiration from Claro. She's like this cool artist, and I saw that and I was like, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Mine didn't do as good, obviously. She's like some like cute girl doing it and shit. And I'm like, fuck, why didn't this work? Why am I not some girl? No, but yeah, it's fun. But yeah, the whole, okay. So when you just mentioned meditating, so when I say like, I think I want to be successful and then like escape, like I kind of just want to go and meditate in the mountains for like a year or 2. I don't know, dude. I want to like not become like a monk, but like get
it just gives me a sense of, a very calmness when you talk about meditating in the mountains. Like just the thought makes you so calm. Right? Like mountains, they make you feel so little when you're around them.
100%. Yeah. Man. It's beautiful.
Nature is just so beautiful, right?
Oh, I haven't done it yet necessarily. Like I haven't done the thing that I want to do. Like I really want to like spend like a week or 2 completely isolated, no phone, no nothing, and just fucking be one. But yeah, man, what you're saying, mountains, like in Vietnam, we did this thing called the Ha Giang Loop.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
No, I haven't.
It's insane, bro. I keep telling everybody. And everybody who's done it has heard of it. It's like a big thing in the Vietnam backpack, whatever. Okay. You go to the mountains in the north. It's called Ha Giang. And for 4 days and 3 nights, you ride on the back of a motorbike.
Okay.
With like this big group of people, and like you spend the whole day biking and then stopping, looking at views, eating with this group. And then at night you go to these like massive, like almost, they call them, what do they call it? Homestays, like a bunch of like little cabins and stuff. And then like there's food and it's like a massive party.
Oh.
And every day, man, like the first day was like, it was insane. I'm looking at all the mountains, you know, we're riding on the back of like, they call it easy drivers.
Okay.
Because it's like safer and like, if you're spending the whole time biking, you're not really spending time looking around.
Yeah.
Anyways, man, my first day was like mad chill. And then the second day, like you wake up at like 7 a.m., you eat. The guy picks me up and we're biking and I'm looking around and I'm like, I almost wanted to like cry of like just joy and like just the fact that like the world has this type of beauty that I didn't know about.
Yeah. People don't appreciate, like, apart from their phone screens.
Nah,
like on
bro.
the reels, they're scrolling mindlessly.
And life is totally different than Instagram. Like, it's insane. Like, when you're actually there, like, it was like, man, I wanted to, like, give... Sounds so weird. I wanted to give, like, my appreciation to, like, just, like, life and the planet and the fact that this exists for humans to experience and see and do.
Yeah. So you're more about experiences.
Huh?
You're more about experiences rather than staying in or just not exploring.
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm definitely more about experiences.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But yeah, man, something about mountains, man.
Yeah. So you're a mountain person.
Bro,
but your message ended with, I'm a beach bum.
I'm a beach bum, bro. I started in Philippines. Yeah. Philippines, most beautiful beaches.
Yeah.
Okay. It was gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Beach town, beach vibes. Island vibes. It's all islands. Everybody's mad chill. Yeah. Everybody's having a good time. The sun, all that good stuff. Thailand, it was like party. It was just insane. It was like it was like a tourist trap.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I think way more people go to Thailand as opposed to like any other country in Southeast Asia or like Indonesia, like Bali. But Thailand was just chaos, partying. That's on me though, like right? Like I saw some temples, but I was with this group. You know, at any point I could have just left and like, oh, I'm going to experience the temples and shit. But it was like, why do that if I can just party? If I can be having the time of my life with a bunch of foreigners on a beach, like, you know what I mean? But then Vietnam brought me back. And before that, I was like, I'm all beaches. But then the Ha Giang Loop, man, those mountains, it's like, it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough. What type of guy are you?
So I haven't been to beaches yet, but I really don't like the mountains. Like it gives me a scare.
The mountains scary?
Yeah, the mountains are scary to me. I don't know. I think it's just the trails that I've been to. So I did this trek in 2016. So me and Pulkit we went for a trek in Manali, and I almost like slipped. And I was like, bro, this is scary. And and that basically did that mountain scare in me. And also,
you know what that means you need to do now, right?
Yeah.
You need to do a podcast on a mountain.
Yeah. Yeah, as crazy as it sounds, I can do that. Yeah, that'll go viral, I think.
It would.
Yeah, if I think about it. Yeah, so I'm really liking this conversation. And the last thing that I want to touch right now is you said something about finding yourself, right? That you're on this journey and you want to find yourself. And you also wrote this as cliche as it sounds, but I really want to do that. So what does finding yourself mean to you?
Man, if I knew, I think I would be doing it. I don't know. It's, I don't know.
You don't know?
That's why I gotta go find myself. No, I think... Okay, basically, I feel like these last 3 months in Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam were kind of just like me having fun and just experiencing life a bit. And I had this whole like, cliche before I left. And I'd love to find myself. And that is my goal. But I felt like those first 3 months was kind of just having fun.
Yeah.
But now that I'm, in India and I'm more like alone again. Like I was like staying at Harnit's place and then now I'm like in a hotel room again. I feel like now I'm coming back to kind of my senses and getting back into what I really want to get out of life and what I'm doing. Cause I don't know, it feels like that trip, obviously a lot of partying and all this fun and cool experiences, but they're kind of short. They're not short-lived, but like they're like little moments of like extreme euphoric enjoyment, which is what it is. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm still on the journey.
Yeah.
But maybe that is the part of the journey. Like it was fun as fuck. Like I can't lie. But I do want something deeper than fun. Like I think it starts with going to the mountains. Like I used to meditate all the time, bro. Like, so much. And
will you call yourself a spiritual person? Like, are you a spiritual person? Okay.
100%. I used to meditate all the time. And I got so deep into it. I was listening to audiobooks, like this one called Breath. One's Think Like a Monk. It's about some English guy who has Indian descendants, or maybe
Jay Shetty, I think.
Yeah,
Jay Shetty is the guy. Yeah.
Amazing audiobook. And the way he talks about it and the things like that he was talking about, like it was like inspiring.
Yeah.
And it influenced me big time at the time. And I also listened to Eckhart Tolle. What is it called? Something about the present.
Okay.
I forget what it's called. It was a good one. Oh, yeah. Or The Time of Now or something like that. The Power of the Now is what it is. Anyways, and I got so deep into it that I don't know, I told myself I had to slow it down.
Yeah.
And over time, I stopped meditating and stuff. But all to say, I think it starts with getting all spiritual again.
Yeah. Okay.
And meditating like an hour a day again and getting really deep into.
So I'll touch a very, maybe a very sensitive topic to a lot of people. So if I talk about mental health, right? So when you're creating music, when you're in that cycle, and when you are, meditating, so do you feel the actual effect of meditation? Like when you're meditating, do you feel yourself to be a little more calmer or being at a better place than you were?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's weird. Man, I feel bad. I wanted to meditate today and do yoga. It's before my trip started on this whole like thing. I had 45 days. 45 days before I left, I told myself, okay, 45-day challenge. I'm going to meditate 30 minutes a day, do my yoga and stretches because I also have like some weird back injury.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do all this stuff. I didn't do any of it.
Yeah.
I haven't properly meditated and just done yoga and got spiritual and thought about my life or just been in the moment in so long, in like the spiritual moment. Like I've been in the moment, like having fun, but yeah, man, from what I can tell from my experiences when I was deep into it, man, I found so much peace and calm, and it's very challenging. Like I remember starting out, you try to get into the position, and then your mind is racing. You can't stop the thoughts. Now all of a sudden your back starts arching because it's important to have the right posture.
You can hear your heartbeat. You can hear
your
breath.
heartbeat. You have an itch on your arm. You want to itch it, but you're not supposed to move. It's a big thing. But then I think it was maybe in like Think Like a Monk or all this other meditation stuff, it was taught to just ignore it. It's a feeling that you feel it now and it's gonna pass. And as much of it is like we're talking about like an itch on your hand and you're meditating and you ignore it, it does pass. It's all about kind of, well, I'm not going to explain it, but like just the idea of staying present and still while life is life. I feel like I felt it, man. And a lot of guided meditation also helped. There were times where like it would always happen when I would do, so I was doing like 30 minutes a day. Very consistently, like all the time, different times of the day, or maybe it was more like the same time, I forget, but it was around like COVID. Right? You were just home all the time, smoking weed, eating, making music, and meditating. And I'd smoke a fat joint, whatever. And then I'd put my AirPods in and meditate. All to say around the 20-minute, 25-minute mark of being completely still, not moving, and being and mastering my meditation. I remember this feeling of my whole body would kind of feel numb. It would feel like I'm floating. My skin was tingling felt like it was tingling like gold. And I was like on top of
I'm
the
having
world.
goosebumps right now.
Yo, I'm not even joking too. Like it was insane. Like I would love it. And all my pain and things would go away and I was in full control. And yeah, man, some of the things that your mind can do while meditating, like
it's just so amazing, right? It's just so amazing to see what this brain can do, right?
The brain can do so many things. And it's insane that meditating is one of the simplest things that you can just say to do. Like you sit down and you breathe.
Yeah, you don't even need anything. Like you can just sit down here and start meditating.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And yet people are always like, oh, I don't know, I can't do it, or I tried and I can't. I'm always like, you didn't try, or like, I don't know, you have to put in a certain amount of effort when you try something new for you to get to that point where you get a little bit of the buzz from it. And the second you get the buzz, then you just chase it. I would chase that, like that like meditative feeling. I felt it like at least like 4 or 5 times, that whole like completely glowing.
And I really appreciate you chasing that buzz from all those difficult things, right? Like you're working out. Like I saw your workout transformation also. I'll also appreciate you on that, because it's really, really hard to do that. And also meditating, like it's a process, right? You have to sit consistently for 30 minutes for, let's say, at least a 30-day to feel that buzz, right? And people, what do is they go on social media, they're scrolling reels, they're getting that buzz every second. But that's not the right buzz that you want in life.
It's not. It's not. And when I would meditate and then you look at your phone again, you're like, what the fuck is this? Why am I looking at this? Or oh my God. Or like, bro. Or you just become, it changes your perspective so much. But I found myself wanting to slow down on it, because I got a little too deep at the time. I got too like deep in the meditation, where I was feeling like I'm in a constant state. I was constantly trying to meditate and be aware of my breath and inhaling through my nose and the timing it. And I was too almost obsessed that I found myself becoming numb to life and like not being like,
there should be a moderation, if I say so.
Moderation. I realized that I wanted a bit more balance. And like,
not just go deep into the rabbit hole of meditating.
Man. Like it was like, I felt like I was just too young to just devote myself and become like a super spiritual, calm dude. I want to go and make party. I want to go and make fart jokes with my friend and laugh and just be stupid, and then go to the gym and listen to like screamo shit while I'm like all pumped up, and then like go talk to some girls and be like, yo, can I get in? But then deep down, like all that is kind of superficial. When you go deep into the meditation, it's like all that doesn't matter. None of it gives a fuck about. Even like music, a lot of it is about abandoning. Like meditating is about abandoning almost
the materialistic stuff that you're attached to.
Everything you believe in, all that stuff. So it made me question a lot of what I was doing, and I was like, okay, I need to just have a bit more balance, because I want to experience a bit more life before I go like too deep. You know what I mean? And then
so I can see this is a segue. So do you want to perform something?
Perform something right now? All right, cool. I would have to tune it. Give me a sec. Okay. I wanna fly away from here, right on a night, in my own atmosphere. Yeah, I'm gonna ride the wave of life, take me away. Hey, baby girl, it's crazy. I heard it's crazy outside. It's not the way it was. It's all about the next buzz. Oh, I just need a break. I got to escape all my mistakes. I just had to wait. I just had to hold on through the ups and downs. You get your highs and your lows, and then your whys and your oh. Oh no, I wanna fly away from here, right on a night, in my own atmosphere. Yeah, I'm gonna ride the wave of life. Take me away. Should I keep going? That's it.
Yeah. So this is not released?
Not released.
That's so sick. So you're going to complete this when?
I have no idea. Yeah, we'll see. I think it still needs some work.
Okay.
I think I got to do some chord progression changes in the second half there, but
yeah,
that's
your
one
voice
that
is
I
so
wrote.
good. I really, really like it.
Some what?
Your voice is so good. I really, really like it.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, the acoustics were nice in here.
It's echoish here.
It's good, man. It was like, I felt like I could lean into it a bit more.
Yeah.
No, I felt comfortable.
So before ending, do you have something to say? Do you want to have something to talk about?
Nah, man.
What's coming up? What are your plans? If you want to talk about it.
My plans as of right now.
Yeah.
Are no.
You can say that. That's a completely acceptable answer.
Right? Yeah, I have no idea. I have necessarily 2 more days in Delhi where I was supposed to leave on the 11th, but I am gonna probably postpone it. I haven't seen much of Delhi at all since I've been here again, so I want to do that. I'm still caught on the fence whether or not I should do some how to vlog and what I'm trying to do with vlogging.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that.
Yeah.
But all to say, what I think is going to happen, what I think my plan is to keep practicing ukulele, get to a certain point where I'm like really good and comfortable. As you can see, even the strumming, it wasn't like 100% there because it's a brand new song, right? There's so much more for me to learn. And I want to keep making good music.
Party.
Nah, less, bro, less. I feel like I had my fun now.
Yeah.
I want to really like start hustling and focusing on what I'm supposed to be doing here, which is finding myself and also like creating more content.
I wish you the best for that.
Thank you, man.
And thank you so much for doing this. I really, really enjoyed it.
Thank you for having me, bro.
If the viewers want to follow you, where they can find you?
Yes. They can find me HXGO Music on Instagram. That's Hugo, like this, with an X. By the way, Hugo Boss, if you're seeing this,
please sponsor him.
I'm trying to work with you guys. I've been trying to work. Hugo X HXGO. It's meant to be, all right? But yeah, HXGO Music on Instagram, HXGO on Spotify, YouTube. For any of my music, Apple Music, whatever. It should be on all platforms. And got a ukulele album on the way. And peace.